All right, welcome to another trading analytics video. Today I'm going to be discussing a few things that we discussed in our previous video, which was yesterday. A lot of those things that I discussed yesterday are actually panning out as we speak. So this is basically just an update to that video, and I wanted us to all be on the same page going into the rest of our week here. So basically nothing has changed on the S&P 500. I said as long as we're above 598, I would be expecting 608. 608 comes from this upper trend line that I have drawn in here, which is in red. As long as we remain above 598, I am expecting 608. If we lose 598, I will get risk off immediately and expect lower prices. I don't want to be in any kind of longs below that level of 598. But like I said, as long as we're above 598, I'll remain on the bull. I'm gonna keep the S&P 500 trade plan that simple. Bullish above 598, bearish below it, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that. All right, jumping over to the NASDAQ 100 or QQQ. Basically, everything that we were talking about in yesterday's video basically played out exactly the way we thought. I said that if we were to break over 510.74 or 511, that we would test the 515 area, which was the previous high. We did just that. As you can see, the arrow is indicating here, and you can see the green candle right here took us straight to 515. So right on time there, guys. But from here, right, over 515, I do believe that we can test this upper trend line here. This upper trend line will take us somewhere between 520 and 527, somewhere in there, right? And essentially, as long as we are able to hold 515, I do expect us to test that area up there. But however, if we are to lose 515 and close a daily candle below it, I would expect a retest of this lower trend line here. That'll take us right back around the breakout level of the 511 that we just spoke about. So again, nothing to really worry about if you're a bull. I think you can remain bullish here, especially if you were, getting bull from down here just over 498 or sorry, 496 or 500. Again, you're doing really well on that trade at this point. So again, there's nothing bearish about this. I would just remain bullish from this stage as long as we are able to hold that, this lower trend line here. And yeah, I think the NASDAQ 100 is poised for higher prices and probably still has a lot more upside to go. So yeah, stay on the bull. All right, jumping right over to our semiconductors ETF or SOXX. This is basically playing out exactly like we thought, much like QQQ did. We basically had a double bottom here. We broke the neckline and we essentially came up here and tested our EMA here. From here, I do believe we could get a retest here. There's no guarantees, but I do think we could get a retest from here. And once we get that retest, I do think we can come and test this upper trend line that I have drawn in here. This upper trend line is basically something that the semiconductors have rejected several times. You can see we rejected here, 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 and probably going to reject here again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see and cross that bridge once we get there. But I do believe SOXX can come up here and test that, 227 level. That's kind of where I have us topping out. 227, 228, somewhere in there. Basically, everything is playing out exactly as we expected. This double bottom was very, very potent. So the only thing from here, like I mentioned before, is probably a retest. After the retest, I think it's all systems go to this trend line here. So if you're long SOXX, just kind of follow the arrow a little bit. This is probably what I would be expecting. You're probably doing really well in the trade if you got in when we told you guys to. So hopefully you guys are making terrific gains here, and I think there's a little bit more on the way. All right, jumping over to Apple stock. Bulls have finally gotten the bull breakout that they've been waiting on for quite a while here. As you can see, we've been consolidating on Apple on the daily chart for a very long time. We finally got the bull breakout over 237 and got the candle close here. So this is pretty exciting if you're an Apple bull. We did take Apple in our Discord server. We alerted it somewhere around November 22nd. We are up around 120% in that trade. And essentially, if you guys are looking for swing trades just like that, you can use the link in the description of this video to join our Discord server. We do lots of swing trades in there. This is just one of many. I think you guys will really like it, especially if you're a swing trader. But from here on Apple, right, we are above all of our moving averages. I do think we can test that 244 to 248 level. Apple, again, I think it has some legs, going for it, seeing as though we've been consolidating all that time, got the bull breakout. Seasonality says that, we are potentially going to get a Santa Claus rally. I do think Apple will participate very well in that because of the consolidation that we just talked about. So that being said, Apple looks good here if you're a bull. Just use 237 as your risk level. I think you can be bullish above it, bearish below it. All right, on Tesla stock, we were up about 3% today, and obviously Tesla had a nice move in the overnight session and also intraday. Basically, Tesla did leave a little gap here from 345, and we were essentially, I think we tapped 360 at some point earlier today. And Tesla essentially was basically all systems go until we got some news in the after hours about a Delaware judge rejecting Elon Musk's pay package. Again, I don't know how much that's going to affect the stock going into tomorrow, but from a chart perspective, we are above all of our moving averages. They are kind of stacked in the bullish direction. We are putting in this flag-like structure that is consolidating here. The only thing, like I said, is that we do have this gap right here down around 345. That's kind of the only thing that is kind of bothering me. However, this doesn't have to fill anytime soon. It can fill somewhere, even in next year, right? So at this stage here, I am watching this 361.93 level. If we're able to break over 361.93, or let's just call it 362. If we break over 362, I am looking for 384 and change. So from here, I think it's going to be interesting to see how that news affects Tesla going into tomorrow. But at this stage here, everything from a technical standpoint all looks, bullish, if you ask me. So we'll obviously have to wait and see how Tesla pans out. All right, last but certainly not least, I want to cover Meta stock here. Meta was basically the highlight of yesterday's video. That video was titled, "This chart looks ready to explode." Meta was basically the chart that was in that thumbnail. It was trading around 574 as of Friday's close. And essentially, here we are today, up 3% or $18 per share. If you would have watched yesterday's video, you would have known to get in this morning because the chart was ready to go, and literally you would have done really, really well if you would have watched yesterday's video. So once again, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please be sure to do that now. It's very, very important if you want to catch these updates. I'll be going over charts just like Meta when they develop in the future. So you're not going to want to miss out on that. But that being said, we did take Meta in our Discord server. Meta was featured in there. I think we took it around, it was actually just before the Thanksgiving holiday. We're up over 100%. In that trade as well. I think at peak today it was close to 200%. I'm still riding those call options. I still believe that Meta has ways ahead of it to go. I think we're going to come up here and test this upper trend line here. That'll take us into the mid 600s. I have no intentions to sell Meta at this particular time. Again, the only way that I think I lose this trade at this point is if there's some kind of black swan event that's unforeseen by me. Again, Meta is probably one of the best looking charts that I've seen in quite a while, at least right now in the stock market. So I am loaded on Meta, and I do think Meta is poised for another leg higher here. And so there could be some consolidation over the next few days before it goes any higher. But I do like this chart. It looks like it's ready to go parabolic. And I'm all in this one. So like I said, if you guys are looking to take swing trades with us, link to that will be in the description of this video. I also want to make sure that I cover our $1,000 to $10,000 challenge that we are running in the Trading Analytics Discord server. Essentially right now we're up about 200%. Obviously there's going to be fluctuations. There's going to be good trades, bad trades. I think we just took a bad trade on Dell. That we got stopped out on. That was actually covered in the previous video as well. We did get stopped out on that trade. We did take a loss on that one. However, the accounts are still up from $1,000. We're right around the $2,500 to $2,800 area, give or take. So again, we're doing really, really well in the challenge at this point. Like I mentioned before, we don't hide from our losses. There will be wins, there will be losses, but ultimately we will arrive at our $10,000 goal using effective swing trading. So that being said, link to all of that will be in the description of this video. Hopefully you guys will crush it the rest of the week. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Perfect.